Hi guys. I'm doing a review on this TV show that comes on Showtime called Black Monday. I'm gonna do season one, season two. Anyways, it is about the show is very interesting. Basically, it's about a group of outsiders crashes the Boys Club of Wall Street, accidentally crashes the world's largest financial system on October 19th, 1987, which I found very interesting because I didn't know that the stock market crashed in 1987. But I like this show because there's a lot of scamming, um, sex, drugs, rock and roll, betrayal, you name it. And like the show's mantra is fuck 'em all. So it's just like really badass. The leading characters is Don Cheadle. His character's name is Maurice Monroe, Roland Madison, and Regina Hall. Her name is Dawn. But I found it interesting that, these two are like the strong black leads in this subject matter. So it was very intriguing. The previews, I was watching The Shy, and I seen the previews, and it made me want to watch this show. So I mean, the show is like 30 minutes, and but the time flies because it's like super fast paced and straight to the point. It's funny. Um, so yeah, season one opens with like Don Cheadle's character, which is Mo. He's like snorting a whole bunch of cocaine, and like back in those days, like that was their like recreational drug. Like Bill Cosby back in that era, they used to have like it wasn't opioids, but it was like some sort of drug that they used to take back then, back in the 70s, but then in the 80s, I guess like blow became really huge, a huge phenomenon, and a lot of working class people, higher level people and stuff, they were everybody and their mama was doing it just about. Um, People that had, guap. Um, what else? I mean, like the show is very groundbreaking. It's semi based off of like real life events since the 1987 stock market crash. Um, I like that the show exemplifies how things were back in the 80s and how it correlates to like how things are now. Like Dawn, the character that is played by Regina Hall, she's showing like how hard it is to like move up in the ranks and how difficult it is to be a woman. And I like the little funny part that they had in the show. For example, Dawn went shopping in a high-end department store, and she was like racially profiled. And Don Cheadle's character Mo, he walks in, he buys like two of everything, like completely stunning on everybody in there because they just had it like that. I just found that part very liberating and very quirky and cute. Um, there's this guy named Blair. He joins the team. I think the team is called TBD, but he ended up like joining the team, and he's very like shy, timid, but you can tell like he has like an inner powerhouse in him. And long story short, uh, Blair he is like under the wings of Mo. Like he follows Mo around, and Mo is like teaching him the ropes of like the financial world. And just from looking at little bits and pieces of Blair's character, like I knew that Mo was creating a monster. So Blair, he also has like a girlfriend, and they have like some sort of arrangement. I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, it's worth checking out. Then there's like two twins by the name of Larry and Minnie Lehman, the Lehman brothers, and they're kind of like the antagonists throughout season one and season two. They're really funny and a little too gruesome at times, but they're funny. Um, what else stood out? Uh, yeah, so I'm just gonna fast forward go to like season two. It showed like the new work culture at TBD. In season one, the work culture was very like old boys clubbish, kind of like frat boyish. Like they played like a lot of pranks with each other. Dawn was like the only female that worked with the company within the company, like in the higher rankings. So, season two, the same ladies that profiled Dawn hired them and gave them a job, and that was like her way of giving back to like you know who she was and how she got started. Um, Keith, Keith is Mo's best friend. Something happens in season one. I don't want to give it away, but like Mo and Keith, they left New York City for a bit to like get away, and um, they had like a big falling out, and Keith had like a very bad drug deal in Miami, and uh, yeah, I don't want to give too much away. But I found it funny with Don and Blair becoming business partners in the restaurant. They had to like do like a business deal in the restaurant, and like all the Caucasian people were sending her drinks, and the server was like, "What are you sending you drinks for?" And she was saying that they think that she's some sort of celebrity. Like that kind of correlates with like the current world that we live in. Like if you're black and you're like in certain settings where there's big money, and people question like why you're here. You know what I'm saying? And it was just very funny. That whole scene was funny. Um, Lenny made a deal with Keith to get back at Mo's team. As that story unravels, it's pretty interesting. In season two, shit hits the fan. Mo could possibly go to jail for a long time. Um, and Lenny grows an attachment to Keith to the point that he doesn't even want to deal with his own twin brother anymore. It's just a crazy show. It's action packed. Um, like I said in the beginning, there's a lot of scamming and backstabbing and a lot of money involved. And it's just like, wow, I didn't know that the stock market crashed in 1987. Like, yeah, and so, yeah. What I like about the show is it's very vintage retro 80s. It's like a very vintage retro 80s setting. I like that there's a black man leading the all boys club. It was very liberating, and he's not like the type of black man that wants to like seem overly validated by his peers, but he's just his core self, and he's like a freaking genius. And Regina Hall character is a genius as well. She's such a badass, and it just shows like the power struggle that the two of them have amongst each other with like trying to win and trying to gain um, validation and to make their mark in this world. It's a really dope show. Have you guys seen the show? Like, feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe below. Yeah, so that just sums it up. I just thought that it was like a really dope show, and I just wanted to know if anyone else watches this show because like it's really good. Um, do you know if they have been like greenlit for a third season? You know, because the way that the second season ended, it didn't. Mm, I don't know. It's kind of like up in the air. Yeah. Well, feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe below. Until next time, guys, let's do this again.